So then we have cerebral peduncle. Okay, that's like the broccoli stalk, just like right there. And then it comes down to the big belly sticking out, the pons, right here. And then when it's long, right about there, it's medulla oblongata. So you can remember that, okay? So brainstem is held up by the cerebral peduncle. There's the pons, medulla oblongata. At some point, it becomes spinal cord, right? So that's the change there. This is all cerebrum. This would be cerebellum. Okay, so in the cerebrum, gray matter is on the outside, white matter is on the inside. Same thing for the cerebellum. Do you see this white tree-looking structure? That's the arbor vitae. So gray matter on the out, white on the in. When you're in spinal cord, it's the other way, right? So white matter's on the outside, gray matter's on the inside, making up those horns. Then we have, let's see, corpus callosum right here. That's going to be seen in the sagittal view. So this would be genu. Think of Genesis, or like the front, body, and then the little squirrel tail, splenium. I don't know how I remember it like that, but okay. So genu, body, splenium. This little part connecting is the rostrum. Yeah. So rostrum's kind of like the little bridge. Genu, body, splenium. Okay. Do you see this structure here? That looks like a fork upside down on the table. It's the fornix. Okay. Septum pellucidum will just be 5. Septum there. And then you have, again, the dura arachnoid space is going to be filled with cerebrospinal fluid. And then pia matter is the one closest to the brain. Okay, if we want to take it back and review in the first exam, we'll have, which nasal conch is this? Superior.
Inferior.
Middle. And then inferior. Yep. This would be the sphenoidal sinus. A would be the frontal. Yep. The tongue is what type of muscle?
Skeleton.
And it has papillae on it, right? And the papillae have what on it? We did this in histology. Taste buds. Yep. So then we're down here to trachea. It goes trachea, esophagus, vertebrae, spinal cord. So when you see this blue here, what kind of cartilage is it? Hyaline. Yep. So hyaline has chondrocytes, lacunae, extracellular matrix, right? What about these two flaps? The top one would be what? True, vocal cords, and false. Right here, what you're thinking is the epiglottis.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. All right, so although this is blue in the vertebrae, what kind of cartilage is that? Fibrocartilage. Yep. And this big muscle there would be sternocleidomastoid. In the back that makes the triangle would be trapezius. Yep. Temporalis. What about right here? Masseter. Yep. Alright. Ventricles, so that's if we were to fill the brain with plaster, we'd get this structure. Okay, it's just bigger. So you have first and second ventricles, you don't have to know which is which, it's just first and second. Third is like right there if I were to put my thumb and finger over that. Fourth would be down here. So I think of it like a bird, okay? You have the wings, the first and second, or the lateral ventricles. Third would be here, where it's like the face and the beak, and then the tail would be fourth.
Is that the interventricular foramen?
Yep. So when it's a foramen, it means whole. So interventricular foramen is that. When I touch this little structure on the thalamus, that is the interthalamic adhesion, which is going to fit in closely, not all the way. It's going to connect one side of the brain to the other through this foramen, so that you have cerebral spinal fluid flowing here. Okay, so just make sure you know that's foramen. Okay. Whenever you see pink, that's going to be the choroid plexus. You see it in bluish red there. So that's where it's all coming in to make cerebrospinal fluid.
the skin
Yep.
model right here.
You just have Pacinian corpuscle there. That's it. Found in what layer of the skin? Hypodermis. And then that little white tail coming off?
Axon.
Axon. Yep. It's not really good.
That's a terrible eye.
Yeah, I can show you the other
Who's that one with the muscle on it we had?